Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching Where with Sim again. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the Tropics today, where we actually do have two areas of development. We'll also be going over a lot of these storm systems that will likely bring very heavy rain to the Ohio Valley, also heavy snow, and also continuing to see flash flooding across Florida today. So we'll definitely keep you guys on high alert as we get into um, probably at the end of November, because that's when we'll see our big snowstorms. But as of right now, we do have two areas of development. We got one development near Florida, but this only has a 10% chance in the next 48 hours and the next 7 days, so definitely not very likely. Down here, a 50% chance in the next 48 hours and next 7 days. So we'll keep watching, but watch this one especially. Storm Prediction Center Outlook, we do have this marginal risk continuing into we have this marginal risk continuing continuing till 7, excuse me. This marginal risk will continue till 7 a.m. Central Time, and it looks like they might have extended this a little bit. As you see, there is just a small tornado threat down here, but not really a big concern anymore. There was a tornado warning yesterday, but definitely no observed tornadoes, so thank goodness. But down here, or today, we do have a few general risks for thunderstorms. We got one across almost the whole state of Florida, getting into portions of South Carolina and Georgia. We got one for central and southern Arizona, and then we got one for portions of California, pretty much central California. So we'll watch closely, but definitely be aware of this if you live in those areas. But we're going to go ahead and start off on day one, where we do have a slight risk for flash flooding across Florida that is definitely going to be kind of concerning. And some of those flash flood threats from yesterday probably continued into today, so if they did, make sure to be aware of that. But around the Orlando region, we're definitely going to have to watch, and as you see, that moderate risk does continue through this morning until 7 a.m. today, so this will expire in just a few hours, so don't really think this is for today. Day one is for today. So as you head past 7 a.m., that's when you'll likely see this flash flood threat start. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Climate Prediction Center outlook. So 6 to 10 day outlook, pretty big area of below average temperatures, especially across the central United States, while we do even have a bigger chance for below average temperatures down here in southern Texas. We do have a threat for pretty well above average temperatures across California, and then we also are seeing slightly above average for Alaska. And if we're seeing like above freezing in Alaska, we could see some of those big things of snow melt, but I don't totally know what their average is, so even if they're above, they may even not be above freezing. But if we also take a look over here, we are seeing below average precipitation for a pretty good portion of the United States, and then we're seeing kind of slightly above average for portions of Wyoming and Montana, and then pretty well above for New England getting into the northeast states. So definitely something to be aware about. 8 to 14 day outlook, similar story, but more widespread and below average temperatures. And as you see, we do have below average temperatures for a pretty good portion of the United States. This kind of does head past the plains, and this even includes a little bit of the Dakotas. But if we look at the west coast, we are seeing above average temperatures for a really good portion of it. And then over here towards Alaska, the whole entire state is seeing above average temperatures. Wow, it's pretty significant. But over here, we are seeing below average precipitation for a pretty good area, but thankfully slightly below, and then below average for a pretty good area of this. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at radar. So we're gonna start off with today, and as we get into tomorrow morning, a little round of showers and maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder in the morning, and then as that continues, that should head out pretty fast. And then as we get into November 20th into November 22, we see this active line of storms or big thing of storms that go into the Ohio Valley. And look, those reds indicate some very heavy rainfall, so definitely be aware of that. And then as that heads northeast, that will bring a threat for very heavy snowfall across Michigan and New England. As that finally heads out, we're likely going to see a pretty good threat for snowfall across Indiana and Ohio, even northern Kentucky, getting a thing of heavy snowfall. And then as this heads out, we will likely see another storm system with most likely sleet across this area. Maybe some very heavy snow across central Illinois, depending on what it is, but it's most likely mixed precipitation. But as that finally heads out, that will kind of bring like a pretty big line of storms across the south. So I mean, we're seeing active storms across the south, so I wouldn't roll out a big slight risk of severe weather heading from southern Indiana getting down into the south region. Because if you look how nasty those storms are, guys. I mean, this could propose a threat for severe weather, especially down to the south. I wouldn't rule out a bigger threat up here towards the Ohio Valley, but I mean, we're still heading like about 5 days out, which is less than a week, but I mean, it's still pretty far out. So I mean, things could definitely kind of change with this, but we may even not see a severe weather threat, so we'll have to see. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the surface cape. So we're going to take a look at the latest storm, and as you see, that is where it looks to be most active on November 21st, and it says it's the 126 hour, and as you see, I already got on that. And as you see, surface cape, maybe a little bit of energy across this area, especially across Alabama and maybe a little bit of Tennessee, but other than that, not really very high at all. So I mean, we do have a kind of some surface cape down here in the Gulf of Mexico, but other than that, not like looking super poor. But let's see, there are a few other things we want to look at. Ooh, okay, this is kind of cool. I didn't know you could like really take a look at this. Let's see. I kind of want to take a look at the wind gusts. Yeah, let's see, wind gusts. I thought it was gonna let me take a look at it because I thought you had to pay to use this app for a second, but I guess not. But we're gonna just go ahead and take a look at total snowfall anywhere from now to December 2, and as you see, pretty good active snowfall across a lot of this area. As you see, Illinois, Missouri, and even Kansas gain anywhere from a inch to almost 5 inches of snowfall across a lot of areas. Indiana seeing anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. Some region could even get higher than that, just depending on how this plays out. New England getting as high as 22 inches of snowfall. That's pretty active. And then Colorado seeing as high as 20 inches of snowfall. Wow, 20 inches. Gosh, excuse me, I didn't mean to sneeze during the video, but pretty active snowfall during the part of New England. So I mean, this is definitely something to really keep an eye on. But I mean, definitely be aware of this if you live in the Ohio Valley, Northeast, or even the Rocky Mountains region, or even the Midwest. So make sure to be aware of that. Total precipitation anywhere from now to December 2, we do expect to see quite a bit of precipitation across the south region, and as you see, Ohio Valley could get a pretty good active start at the end of November of about 3 inches of rainfall, especially across southwest Indiana, but other areas like Bloomington could even get up to 2 inches of rainfall, but down here to the south around the Birmingham region, talking up to 7 inches possible, maybe up to 9 inches, and then East Coast kind of seeing some pretty active rainfall. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the temperature anomalies. We're going to start off with today. We're going to go ahead and take this forward. And as you see, we'll continue to see some pretty warm temperatures as we get through November 17th. We're going to continue to take this forward. And as you see, temperatures start to cool down. We see an extra warm up, or at least a small warm up. And then as you see, as we get into November 22, temperatures do cool down immediately into the teens and even lots of lower 20s. And then as we continue to take this forward, we will see a pretty big cool down as we get into November 25th. So at least we're talking teens a lot of areas, and then I see we're even getting lower than that. We're talking like teens again as we get into November 26th. So I mean, those are pretty active. I mean, yeah, that's kind of interesting. But as you see, we're even seeing tons of temperatures a lot of this area. Look, some even seeing near zero. Wow. Look, Missouri even seeing near zero. Wow. That's pretty intense. But we'll keep watching. But I mean, there's definitely something to be aware about. Make sure you are getting 100% prepared for extremely well below average temperatures, at least near 0 degrees if possible. But if you're not going to be seeing as far down as 0, still get prepared for extremely freezing temperatures and even snowfall if you live anywhere in the northern half of the United States.